This is TechCrunch.
Amazon said on Tuesday that it plans to reduce its corporate workforce by 14,000 jobs as it seeks to reduce bureaucracy, remove layers, and invest more in its AI strategy. This marks the e-commerce giant's second-largest job cuts since it slashed 22,000 jobs in 2022. Amazon had nearly 1.2 million employees at the end of last October, of which more than 360,000 were in its corporate division in administrative, sales, and executive roles. In a memo shared with employees, Beth Galletti, Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology at Amazon, wrote that the move is aimed at making the company even stronger by shifting resources to invest in its biggest bets. Galletti acknowledged that the decision would be questioned in light of the company's good performance, but argued that the layoffs are necessary because the world is changing quickly. This generation of AI is the most transformative technology we've seen since the internet, and it's enabling companies to innovate much faster than ever before, in existing market segments and altogether new ones. We're convinced that we need to be organized more lean, with fewer layers, and more ownership to move as quickly as possible for our customers and business. The layoffs come at a time when Amazon is investing heavily in tech infrastructure to build more compute capacity for offering AI services. In June, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy wrote in a memo to staff that the company would need fewer employees as it continues to roll out more AI agents. As we roll out more generative AI and agents, it should change the way our work is done. We will need fewer people doing some of the jobs that are being done today, and more people doing other types of jobs. It's hard to know exactly where this nets out over time, but in the next few years, we expect that this will reduce our total corporate workforce as we get efficiency gains from using AI extensively across the company. That focus is clearly visible if you consider the company's expenditure on tech infrastructure. Amazon said it had spent $55.6 billion in the first half of its current financial year, primarily on tech infrastructure to support the growth of its cloud services business, Amazon Web Services, according to its quarterly report. The company's revenue increased 13% to nearly $168 billion in the second quarter compared to a year earlier. AWS accounted for 18% of total net sales. Reuters reported on Monday that the company was planning to slash up to 30,000 jobs across human resources, devices and services, operations, and other departments. The company has made smaller job cuts across different divisions. In January, Amazon reduced a small number of positions in its communications and sustainability departments. Amazon said it is offering most affected employees 90 days to look for a new role internally, and its recruiters would prioritize internal candidates for new roles within the company. It will also offer severance pay, outplacement services, health insurance benefits, and more to those who can't move internally. Galletti wrote that in 2026, the company would continue to remove layers and realize efficiency gains while hiring in key areas. OpenAI on Tuesday said it had completed its recapitalization, splitting the AI lab into a for-profit corporation nested inside a nonprofit foundation. It's the end result of a complex legal process that had been strenuously resisted by its estranged co-founder, Elon Musk. Under the new structure, the nonprofit OpenAI Foundation will have legal control over a public benefit corporation called OpenAI Group, which is free to raise funding or acquire companies without legal restraint. The foundation will hold a significant stake in OpenAI Group and will appoint its board of directors. OpenAI chairman Bret Taylor wrote in a blog post, "We believe that the world's most powerful technology must be developed in a way that reflects the world's collective interests. The close of our recapitalization gives us the ability to keep pushing the frontier of AI and an updated corporate structure to ensure progress serves everyone." Under the new structure, the OpenAI Foundation will own 26% of the for-profit, with a warrant for additional shares to be granted if the company continues to grow. Microsoft, an early investor in OpenAI, will hold a roughly 27% stake, valued at about $135 billion, with the remaining 47% held by investors and employees. According to a separate blog post by Microsoft, The deal will also extend Microsoft's IP rights to OpenAI models through 2032. If OpenAI ever declares that it has achieved its long-held goal of artificial general intelligence, the deal will also require it to submit to an independent expert panel for verification. Prior to this recapitalization, OpenAI was operating as a nonprofit under strict equity restrictions, a position that became increasingly untenable as the company's fundraising became more ambitious. In April, SoftBank announced an unprecedented $30 billion investment into OpenAI, contingent on the company's successful conversion into a for-profit. On Saturday, the information reported that the final installment of the funding had been sent, signaling a possible breakthrough in the restructuring. There have been a number of legal efforts to block or otherwise influence the restructuring, most notably from Elon Musk, who at one point offered to acquire the company for $97.4 billion. State attorneys general from California and Delaware also made inquiries into the process, and Taylor cited them specifically as a positive influence on the discussions. Taylor wrote, "We made several changes as a result of those discussions, and we believe OpenAI, and as a result the public we serve, are better for them." In the wake of the news, CEO Sam Altman announced an open live stream with Chief Scientist Jakub Pachocki to answer questions from the public. That's it from TechCrunch. For more tech stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.